What's going on, guys? It's been forever.
Hey everyone, and we are back, and we are hoping to continue to cover this for you every day. We're going to start covering daily, and starting with the Halving. So that's our celebration and our welcome back. And the Halving is right upon us. And as everyone knows, if you've done the math and looked into technical analysis, Halving is an order of magnitude and value higher than the current state. So if we're somewhere, even at a dip, at around 8,500, an order of magnitude would put us at a future price of 85,000. So this is very bullish. People have been waiting years for this. Happens once every 4 years. The next one could be pretty epic, but here we are, and it's beginning to take hold as the central banks begin to lose control. So it's pretty exciting.
The Fed is printing that money.
That's right, and it's only going to accelerate. It's one of those snowballs that gets bigger as it rolls downhill. The next stimulus package and so on will be bigger and bigger and bigger as it doesn't fill the hole they're trying to fill.
Come on, pity, man. How do you feel about the Halving? It's the first time I'm seeing it. I'm being honest with you. I'm very new to this space. I feel like the newbie. Obviously, you're the man and the expert. This is not your first time seeing this, right? So
no, changes everything. The mining becomes so much more difficult. The players that can mine become more sophisticated, more expensive. It just becomes more of an epic industry, and the hash power continues to increase, making Bitcoin the largest computer network on the planet Earth and most secure as a result of that. It just grows exponentially, and it's just going to continue doing that. There's no reason these little dips are temporary. Generally, the fundamentals of Bitcoin are the same as they were when Satoshi wrote the white paper. We're going higher. Bitcoin's bullish. Nothing has fundamentally changed.
No, I mean, it hasn't did that much, Obviously, it picked up to almost to 10, obviously a few days ago, but it creeped down.
And the consolidation is healthy. We were going up a little too fast. We had gone up something like 100% in April, which is a little fast. There's got to be a pullback, or we're not really on the bull run we're hoping for. It's going to be some pullbacks along the way, and that's cool. That's actually strengthening our bull case.
I heard of some of these crypto wells, when these institutional firms dumping a whole bunch of money, raising that price a little bit, that tag,
That's
and
right.
pulling out, right? Everybody has that FOMO. Retail investors are trying to get into the space and into this landscape of cryptocurrency, especially with Bit, and they're just like, they're just pulling the rug right underneath it, which is kind of, I'll be honest with you, it shakes out the people who are like, a little FOMO, I want to get in, and then it's just like, no, nothing else.
Yeah. You got things like bear traps going on to scare out the people. It reminds me of the stock market in like the 1920s when it was back when there was very little regulation. People were really making fortunes. It was really a lot more wild than it is now. Now it's very corporate, very controlled, actually very central bank controlled now. So I think this is really where the real markets are finding real buyers and sellers and finding a real market. It's exciting. I mean, this is real capitalism, and it's global too.
Yeah. We're going to try to have more videos like this, guys. We need to break. Yeah. We're trying to stay away from the tech because there's so much news out there. It's so hard to actually do it every single day consistently.
Yeah, we're not going to stick to as much daily news because it really is, everything's changing so quickly and it's not really that important. But we will cover big news like the Halving, big events like today they did add the Ethereum futures in the United States. I think that's typically that it started the Bitcoin catalyst, for the bull run in 2017. So these are just signs that are lining up for another big bull run, and we're all excited for that. And
what do you think about Ethereum futures? I know we talked about it a little bit before, but
I think it's a great time to open because we're at something like a low now. I mean, you can dip a little more, but we're at basically a low on Ethereum. If you open that futures contract now, you're going to kill it. So it's interesting that Ether futures opened on the day of a price dip because it just benefited the people who open those futures contracts that much more.
That's true. Ethereum, 360, 1,000?
Right. And I think, if Bitcoin reaches new highs, Ethereum will reach new highs and outperform Bitcoin to some degree. I think we're generally trending, and we'll try to cover more of this. We're trending towards a staking economy in crypto. You can see Tezos dominating because it's one of the first to stake and be accessible here in the United States. I think when Ether 2.0 comes out, which is, Topaz network is up, we're within 3 months or so. There may be a delay, Ether 2.0 becomes the greatest staking network in the world, probably in the history of the world. And it will pull a little bit, I believe, with the proof of work status away from Bitcoin. It's much easier to stake, much better for the environment, consumes 99% less energy. But I think if you get in Ethereum now, you can pull some of those hardcore Bitcoiners when they finally capitulate and trade a bit of that Bitcoin over into Ethereum and get a little bit of rewards. I think you're seeing some of that with
Look at this right here. I mean, this is gonna be insane right here. They're talking about, obviously this is not it completely, but they're kind of guesstimating right now what obviously the earnings would be just in.
Yeah, that seems about right. Around 7.4 seems about right. So you would need 132 Ether, except for exchanges like may allow you to do it like they do with Tezos, far below the threshold in essentially a pool on the exchange. So you may be able to do it with just one Ether on exchanges. So Ethereum to me becomes a passive income bank account, savings account, on top of all this other functionality.
7.88%. Come on, where do we get? Did we get that at a Chase bank account, or I forgot?
Never going to. And not only that, you're going from inflation. ETH is not as fixed as Bitcoin, is something like 105, 110 million Ether, maybe 115 now. But it's still relatively fixed compared to these trillions of dollars being printed by Federal Reserve, Bank of Japan.
They're talking about still, yeah, absolutely. There's no fix, no ceiling, and it's funny how the central bank, the Federal Reserve, excuse me, won't even show their balance sheet as far as what is owed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you cannot audit. Even mentioning audit the Fed, oh, this guy's a rebel. You better shut him up for even saying audit the Fed. Well, they say when you're over the target, you get a lot of flack. Well, they don't want to be audited. I would have to say for a reason.
Of course, right? It is.
So at the end of the day, you want to at least hedge a little bit. And I think proof of work has some validity, and I think it does. Primarily only in Bitcoin. I think the future generally is proof of stake, so keep a good eye on proof of stake.
Why is that?
Because it's passive. It's you just put it in there. It's the equivalent of interest on a savings account. Whereas proof of work, you've got to have a mining rig, which costs money, which the electricity costs money. The thing is loud. The thing may get hot in your room. I've done it before.
Electricity bills, like
it's doable, right? But it's not practical as just putting it in a wallet and doing something else. And not only on top of that, we've been criticized for the amount of energy that's being burned on the Bitcoin mining, and staking then is 99.9% better for the environment.
True.
So that's another reason.
No, I get it, of course. And it makes sense too. I mean, from a coin's perspective, right? I mean, it's just like we wanted to start at ICO, right? It's just
right.
People on the platform staking and being inside the platform, people mining it, right? And
exactly.
Obviously, you have a community of individuals who are actually a part of the project, right?
And from that perspective, staking is great because it gives people an incentive to hold the token.
Of course.
Which the more people hodl, though, right, the more the value.
Exactly. Yeah, it proves value, right? Versus people who are. We've seen all these other ones that are the ICO, they pump and they dump, and then what happens?
And it's been pretty obviously true with somebody like Tezos. They've been one of the first to really get into staking, and they've absolutely killed it. They've been doubling, tripling the value in the past year, 6 months since they've been on Coinbase. Absolutely a success story. So staking seems to be what works.
No, a huge community too. Another one is Chainlink too. They started out. A while back, and I mean the community is huge right now. I mean, even that for me is another video, but that we should actually go into as far as in general all the partnerships that they actually forged. I watched a video on it today too, and it was just talk about the concept of how they're able to connect pre-smart contract and post-smart contract and all the different APIs and things that they actually can mesh together. And the fact that even though they run off of Ethereum, off of that blockchain, you don't have to. You're not actually, even though it's the most popular one, you don't have to run off of Ethereum. They're saying,
I would say link it is almost like infrastructure. In that way, it's unique and provides incredible value. So naturally, that value is going to translate into value of link.
Of course, that's why it's what coin else? I can't think of one. Help me remind me. Has already hit its all-time high and it's already exceeding it.
Right. And it's going to be reaching absolute new highs because of its utility. It's needed. Yes. You have Google buying it and using it on Google projects and others.
Tesla's forming a partnership with Chainlink. It's just like, like I said again, it's just inevitable, right? Ethereum, obviously, all these different places that are actually trying to get monetary encompassing aspects off of their smart contracts. So they're gonna need chain link. So
That's right. That's right. And with Ethereum, the conference last week was showed a lot of potential. Joseph Lubin, the co-founder, was talking about that basically they're getting back to the utility token, which is basically ICOing, and that's what got Ethereum up to $1,400 last time. I
nice.
could see more ICOs this time than last time because more people understand them, and a higher Ethereum price, higher than 1,400.
That's true. No, I absolutely believe that right there too.
So that's a pretty big. We're at less than 200 now, so that's a pretty big gain there. That's
180 right now. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Steal too, in my opinion.
Yeah, the dip was pretty hard and fast yesterday. So
Yeah, I know. So guys, again, we'll hit you with more of these videos. As far as, can we premise this one more time again, our tagline, because we need to come up with altcoins over Bitcoin every day. Even though we were actually all about the halving, because we're crypto enthusiasts at heart, we always believe altcoins
right.
outperform.
You got maximizing your gains, and if you want that Bitcoin, go through the altcoins first.
Yes, exactly. Do that whole recycle and actually, like I said again, someone said this, I thought was kind of cool. I don't see any other wealth media modem channel, whatever you want to name it,
right.
except for in this space right now. So if you're in the,
and another way to explain Ethereum is you can think of it like internet real estate, and you're buying your chunk of that real estate in the future of the internet. So provides enormous value, at least potentially.
All right, yeah, that's true.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to be back daily. We're going to keep pumping it out. So smash that like, smash that subscribe, and hit the bell.
And we're gonna have a podcast associated with it too. I'm about to cut you up, bro. We do a podcast. Just want to make sure that we're doubling this as a podcast too. That way, if you ain't got time to watch us, so you don't, even though we're so handsome, you actually want to listen to us instead. We're gonna give you that ability and that option.
And we're gonna be coding a little bit, learning Solidity. We're gonna share experiences with Solidity with you. We're gonna be doing an ICO process. Whether we succeed or fail, we'll share the story with you. You guys can go along on the ride. We're going to get into airdropping to get some money on airdrops. We'll share some of that with you. We're going to get into proof of stake coins. We're going to look into IOST, SNX, or a few others that we're going to look into. We're going to share that with you. You guys go on the journey with us. Let's dive into crypto. Let's get into it. Let's be a part of this industry as it becomes an industry. Let's get in there.
I think it's like a trio. I know we talked about 5, but I'm still going with the trio for now until we solidify the 5, which is we're going to be mining. We'll show you our mining journey. We're going to go through some of that mining. Nothing complex, nothing complicated, something simple, right? Staking that we talked about before, and that we're actually going to incorporate that because that's very important too in that aspect of it, especially what we're holding too.
Right. And a few airdrops along the way. Some of these airdrops are worthwhile, depending on the project.
That's true. So, guys.
See you guys tomorrow. I like it.